Howdy YouTube, how's it going today? Texas Redleg here, pushing out a video on this fine Monday. Beautiful weather here in North Texas. Hope everybody's doing well and able to keep doing the things that is required of us to get prepared for the upcoming unknowns and distractions and hard times that surely await a lot of us and probably most of us by the time it's all said and done. But the reason for today's video is sort of relevant to today's the shenanigans of late and the current times that we're in, the things that we're facing as a people. And the one main topic I wanted to thoroughly throw in there today for everybody to remember was to keep your eyes on the ball. And there's a lot of what I call distractions and false flags going on currently around the world, which we call OCONUS, outside the continental U.S., and then CONUS, continental U.S., for those of you that aren't in the military or haven't been in the military. We refer to CONUS as continental U.S., so that would be internal United States matters and here in the continent, and then external things, which would be OCONUS, or outside of the continental U.S., overseas or foreign. And as far as the internal distractions and some of it's real, some of it's a distraction. I think it just depends on your view of the situation and what the temperature is, and the things that you want to believe and don't want to believe, or things that you have trust in and don't have trust in. But things like typical politics and internal fighting amongst politicians, accusations here and there, the riots, the new House bills that are going to surely change the way that we are allowed to possess certain things like bang sticks and all that entails, and even like disasters, natural disasters like this snowstorm that came along. Of course, that's a natural thing that happens all the time, but nevertheless, people will, bad actors, I'll say, politically, will try to, while you're over here watching this, they're over here doing this. And there's a lot of balls in the air when it comes to this stuff. So I think you need to be able to try to weed through those internal things that go along here in the United States and be aware of potential things that are newsworthy and unnewsworthy, and things that affect you and that do not affect you. And keep your eye on the ball regarding that. Now, the external OCONUS, what we talked about before, OCONUS, distractions, false flags. There's a lot of them overseas too. Just depends on where you are and who the players are. And there's also realities, like this attempted coup, or this coup in Myanmar, however you pronounce it. Apparently, Biden's trying to get us involved in that. And that's one thing I noticed about the Dems, is they love to have wars. They love that military-industrial complex, it seems like. Of course, we know both parties do in reality, so I'm not just picking on the Dems, but we finally had a president that didn't want conflicts and got us out of conflicts, or was getting us out of conflicts. And here we go with Biden popping off about wanting to do something about Myanmar and getting involved in that. I mean, we have to be able to take care of our own problems. We can't fix the world's problems, and we all know the military-industrial complex loves conflict. They thrive on it, and everybody gets rich when they do. So be aware of the distractions and false flags when it comes to certain things here or there. I mean, there may be a false flag, overseas, to allow things to materialize here in America, and for them to pass some kind of crazy ass bill or executive order, or state of emergency, and then that leads to other things down the line. You see, so keep aware of the situations and always be paying attention. And that brings me to another point. Is of course this is kind of an oxymoron, but I think we all need to be watching reliable news, air quotes. um, I think there is some reliable news out there. I think a lot of it is, of course, hyperbole and rhetoric. A lot of it is intentionally false, intentionally incorrect, intentionally, grandstanded and piling on certain people, certain groups to feed the fire, so to speak, and keep the certain agitators of a certain base riled up and things like that. So watch reliable news sources, and that of course applies to radio, talk radio and all that as well. I think you need to be able to weed through the muck to determine what's reliable and what's not, and then bounce that off of your reliable, social media channels, videos that you watch. Are they reliable? Have they consistently been reliable for you to get information, or have they been consistently wrong based on the reality on the ground? So be able to weed through all that. And we never know what's down the road, but we need to be able to have go-to sources for reliable information. And that includes us as individuals too. We need to be able to pass along reliable information and not create a bad situation or make a situation worse by perpetuating false or incorrect information. Be sure of what you're reporting before you say it, especially when it comes to your friends and family and your mags. We got to be able to, be disciplined enough to wait and make sure we're right before we pass something along. And that's the way it should be, in my opinion. And then finally, the fact of just continuing to prep. Nothing should really stop. I'm convinced that barring just the political climate that we're in, this rotten political climate and this rotten government and this walking dead politicians that we have, representing us up in DC are nothing but a joke. And quite frankly, they're very dangerous people because, they're always well protected. It's we the people, you people down there that have to end up slinging it out in the streets and getting the job done. So continue to do the things to make yourself more self-reliant and prepared for what's coming. And I think we all probably understand what's coming, or some form of it. So, I wish everybody the best. Please like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate your feedback. And let me know what you guys think. Let me know how your shelves are looking. I always like to ask that and see how the how it's stocked wherever you're at. So please keep me updated on that. I always am interested to know. Here in my area of North Texas, it seems to be pretty well stocked. Nothing extravagant being pilfered or ransacked at this point that I can tell, but that could always change in an instant. As far as gas prices go, here locally, I've seen it from anywhere from today I saw $1.95 a gallon to all the way up to $2.15 a gallon, I think is what I saw. So it wasn't, maybe a little bit high, but it wasn't extravagantly high like you see sometimes on during these panic situations or world crises. Usually it doesn't take much to make gas go up. But it's going to. It just has to work its way out, and eventually we're going to probably be up there around the $3 or $4 a gallon range pretty soon, I would think. So anyway, please like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Appreciate my subscribers. Thank you for watching. And always remember to keep prepping, stack it deep, and without fail, long live the Republic.